Hello everyone, it's me, John Manuelian, and I'm here with a Haunted Cruise uh, Pinball 2000 kit update. Most of you know me as Linoleum. I'm on the Pinside forums, and I recently have a somewhat of a first playable of this game. Most of the rules are not in. In fact, over 99% of the rules aren't in. But I do have an intro, and this intro is very likely going to change or be tweaked before release. So that's the intro story that I have so far. I'd like to add a little more animations, and of course the logo that you saw, the Haunted Cruise logo and splash screen, is 100% placeholder. I just have it in there for the time being, so there's something there. The top 10 list also is 100% placeholder. I haven't really done anything with that. You'll notice the playfield is very dark. I don't have any lights hooked up or even screwed onto the playfield at all. I'm still trying to determine the exact locations of lights and the exact matrix positions of each light. Also the colors and style of light as well. So I don't want to waste a lot of time and money putting things in that I'll just rip out. I do have a little debug mode that I can use to preview this stuff. I can't really play the game very well in this because this is a little too processor intensive for the machine that I'm using, but it can help me visualize things at least when I write the code on a computer and want to test the code on a computer rather than always do a build and upload it to the machine. So that's that. So let's start a game. You'll notice I have a neat little HUD. I gotta turn the volume down a little bit. So I got a neat little HUD. It displays all 4 players. It displays the current player, the ball, the standard things. But I also have a couple other elements on there. I got a couple bars and a bunch of icons that will show up, which is not typical of pinball. Usually because pinball doesn't have the real estate for this. But I have the real estate on Pinball 2000, so I'm giving it more of a video game style HUD. I am a video game programmer by profession, so I'm using my knowledge on this game for both the 2D elements and the 3D elements. The objects in this game that are going to be on the playfield are going to be 3D models in 3D space with shaders and the whole shebang. So it's going to look nice, and it'll have an interesting effect when it's actually working. And that's really about it. I have a bunch of solenoids hooked up, like the pop bumpers back there. They're not giving any points, but they're there. This is going to be difficult to play with the camera right in front of me, if I can even do this. Yep. And I have a couple bags blocking spots where the ball should not go yet, because my subway isn't in. And if it goes down there, it'll just bop all around in the cabinet. Fun times. So that's one thing that I hooked up, the coins that you saw fly by. I'll try and hit that again so you can see it again. This is one of the elements. The idea being the coin is flying from where you hit it up into your HUD. See if I can hit it properly. No, I started a mode instead. one of the few modes that I have in there. Yeah, so you can see I'm hitting those coins and they're flying around. Come on. Come on. Darn it. And coins are flying around. I started one of the ghost modes. I have 4 ghost modes in. And ghost modes take place in the lower playfield. The upper playfield has a whole slew of its own modes. So I'm designing this game so there are going to be like 4 or 5 different ways to play, and 4 or 5 different ways to get the same type of points, but if you combine them in appropriate ways, then you'll get more points. There will be quite a bit of stacking and lots of different types of stacking. Now, for instance, if well, one element that I always have a problem with regular pinball tables, is tilts and tilt warnings. You see a warning, then you need to remember it. And sometimes you forget when you're in the heat of battle. So what I've added here, if you tilt, or if you get a warning, I should say, come on, give me a warning. Oh, I need to be in the game. Come on. Alright, so you see a warning icon showed up, and now a second warning icon showed up. So when you're in double danger, not only do you have a second warning, but your HUD changes color. I don't know how well that showed up in the video, but your HUD does change color to kind of a reddish hue, as though you're in danger. You're in super double danger. If you just have a single warning, then you just have a little single exclamation point icon on the HUD in the center. So at all times you'll know what your warning level is, and that's also going to be important because warnings are actually going to change how the game works. They're going to be playfield modifiers. So in certain circumstances you might want to get into single danger or double danger, but I'll get into that at a later date. So that's what I have so far. I hope you guys like what you see so far. I know it's a little boring because I haven't done much with that upper screen. Should just end the game. And I haven't done much with that upper screen yet, but I assure you it's coming. I'm trying very hard to design the modes so they'll flow right, and I'm actually going back and rewriting a bunch of the modes that I already had, or redesigning a bunch of the modes I've already come up with, because I ended up not really liking the whole feel of what the table is gonna become, and I want to get it right. So this is Linoleum, John Manuelian, and the Haunted Cruise Pinball 2000 kit that I'm building, coming out in a couple years hopefully. Yeah, and have a happy Halloween.